Welcome to my channel. I'm John Watkins, and today I'm going to give you my top 7 tips for scalping futures. Some of these tips are extensions from other videos I posted, and I encourage you to watch those to learn how to apply the strategies, as this video will be a more summarized breakdown. Trading futures is very fast-paced and is something that takes practice, patience, and discipline in order to master. So hopefully these tips can help you hone your skills so you become more consistent. But before I get into these methods, I have an announcement. I've been working on an entire lesson library behind the scenes, combining everything I've learned over the years from my mentors teaching you what has been passed on to me. Some of the knowledge I've gained from these mentors isn't really found online. I've teased some of this on the channel already, and the feedback has been great so far. If you want to be notified when this goes live, click the link in the description and sign up to our email list so you're updated when everything goes live. I'll be sending out content from the email list that won't be on YouTube, so make sure you sign up. You're definitely not going to want to miss out on what I've been working on, so click that link below and sign up. But now let's get into the 7 tips. The first tip is something I always say to no surprise, and that is to practice. Especially with futures, you must practice on paper trading and iron out strategies, get a feel for what does and doesn't work. It's so easy to lose money on futures. It's probably the easiest and fastest trading product to lose money on if you're doing it wrong. It's a leveraged product, and so there's a high risk, high reward setup. So respect that truth and practice first before risking any hard-earned money in the markets. The second tip is to use brackets or stops. Brackets allow you to have a stop loss and a take profit already preset once you enter the trade. This way you don't have to try and rush to take profit or stop out, and it takes some of the decision making out of it. The proper bracket settings really depend on your style of scalping and how much space you are willing to give it. The only caveat with this is that too tight of brackets can cause you to get stopped out even if you were right. So this is why step 1 is to practice, so you can practice your bracket settings and determine how wide or tight to set them. I have several bracket settings I swap out through the day as I feel necessary, and I'm always changing them around to find that sweet spot. Tip number 3 is to utilize strategies. I've posted a few videos on different strategies, and I encourage you to watch those to get an idea for strategies that you can use or have something new to practice. Using supply and demand zones, candle flips, high-low breaks, and SMA-based levels are some of my favorite and most used strategies. They are basically like your toolkit, and depending on the situation, you can swap out the tools to find the best ones for the job. In this case, it's making money in the market. My 4th tip is to use VWAP as support and resistance. VWAP is a volume-weighted average price and measures the fair price based on volume. Typically, we are bullish above VWAP and bearish below. There are always good reactions at VWAP. Even in a sell-off, there may be an initial test of VWAP and a bounce that you can scalp before it continues lower. Sometimes I'll catch the bounce for 5 to 10 points on NQ, and then I take the break of the VWAP for continuation down. This also works the opposite as resistance for a reaction and then a break above and continuation. I have VWAPs in all my charts and use it for all my trading styles, but I especially use it for future scalping opportunities. It is constant across all time frames. If you're trading like literally anything, make sure you have the VWAP indicator on. Tip number 5 is to use market internals. If you don't know what market internals are, be sure to watch the lesson on that. Market internals show you what's going on behind the scenes or within the market in terms of advancing and declining volume in stocks, and tick shows you the tick-by-tick strength of the entire NYSE, and when trading products like ES, it can really help you determine the trend for the day, and perhaps save you from taking bad trades. The best traders and institutional firms use market internals, so if they are using it, it's pretty obvious that you should be too. And this leads me into tip number 6, which is don't fight the trend. Market internals can help you identify the trend, although you can always make money both ways if it's a strong bullish day, and scalps to the upside would be more favorable. On strong trending days, the opposite moves, like shorting strength, are not as powerful and they can reverse quickly. You can get faked out really easy shorting on an up day and vice versa. So sometimes I'll wait 30 minutes before really amping up my trading, so I have data to determine what the day will look like, and I try and stick with setups that are in favor of the trend. And finally, tip number 7 is to watch volume and order flow. Volume is king in the market, and lack of volume or a lot of it can set the pace for the day. Order flow rules the markets. Using time and sales, level 2, and on Trade-of-8 Tickstream can help you see the movement on contracts and what price is being traded the most. It helps identify what levels are being defended, bought, sold, and having this information helps you make your decisions. Order flow trading is not easy, and level 2 data only shows you so much, but it's still an important market skill to possess. So brush up on how to read order flow and the relationship between volume and the market, and you should see an improvement in your own trading. So those are my 7 tips for scalping futures contracts. I hope these tips can help you improve your trading, and let me know if there are any tips that you would like to add to the list. There's no one size fits all, and everyone has different ways of doing things, and I'm all for the proliferation of trading knowledge on this channel, so comment your ideas below. And don't forget to sign up for that email list so you can get first access to all the coming content that won't be on YouTube.